Bro, the new patch just got released. Patch 1.09 for Elden Ring is going to be a PvP focused patch. There's a couple other things that are added to the game besides PvP, like graphic changes like ray tracing and lighting effects, but besides that, this will be a PvP focused patch. With that in mind, everything that is changed in this patch that I'll be listing off is going to be only for PvP scenarios. This does not change the gameplay for single player or multiplayer for storylines. Really quick before we get started, we do have an announcement. We're a new channel and our first goal is to get 1,000 subscribers. If you are one of our first 1,000 subscribers, we will be holding a surprise raffle as soon as we hit that mark. Be sure to subscribe to enter your name to that raffle. For all of you jump attack enthusiasts or bleed builds, you're going to be very disappointed with the upcoming changes. The three biggest changes that we know are the nerfs to jump attacks or jump builds, bleed builds, and overall quality of life for PvP combat. Although those are the highlights, we will be covering every change that is upcoming in this new patch. Let's get to it. We're gonna start with the inescapable frenzy incantation, where the power and the grab angle has been increased. The life steal fist skill power, range, and grab angle has also been increased. This works nicely with the other buffs that you'll be hearing about shortly with fist weapons. For spellcasters, you'll see a probably noticeable change with your Terra Magica spell. You typically would get the full 35% increased damage, which is now reduced to 20% in PvP. You'll also see the decreased power of the Founding Reign of Stars spell. The only other noticeable changes for casters is going to be the decreased damage buff granted by the Magic Shrouding Crack tier, Flame Shrouding Crack tier, Lightning Shrouding Crack tier, and Holy Shrouding Crack tier when you use your Flask of Wondrous Physic. Jump builds are noticeably nerfed in this upcoming patch. You'll see a decrease in effectiveness for jump attacks for two-handed swords, the Claw Talisman, and the Raptor's Black Feathers. Noticeable changes to the bleed builds. You will see a decreased effectiveness in the Lord of Blood's Exaltation Talisman from 20% to 12%. A decreased attack power also from the White Mask head armor. And for everyone using those one-shot strength builds, the Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve skills have also been decreased in PvP combat. Finally, you will see a decrease in the damage and poise damage of the Wave of Gold skill when hitting an opponent over a certain distance. You will also see a decrease in the effectiveness of the Contagious Fury skill, which you use from the Jellyfish shield. A couple other quality of life changes you will see for PvP is reduced distance when rolling with a light equipment load, and a reduced reach with the following weapons: thrusting swords, heavy thrusting swords, spear, great spear, and halberds. For the next category here, we're going to be going over the general balance adjustments. I'm going to rapid fire these. You'll see additions to the invincibility window when respawning in the Colosseum, increasing the scaling of the following attributes when infusing weapons with certain Ashes of War, such as the magic, fire, flame art, lightning, and sacred affinities. You'll see increased attribute scaling of the following weapon types: Colossal Sword, Great Axe, Hammer, Flail, Great Hammer, and Colossal Weapon. Increase the speed, range, and recovery of some attacks of the following weapon types: Great Hammer, Great Axe, Great Sword, Curved Great Sword. Flails have a lot of weapon changes here, increasing the attack speed of some attacks, reducing attack recovery time, and increase poise when using two-handed attacks. Increase the first attack speed for the following weapon types: Straight Sword, Curved Sword, and Whips. Increased the speed of guard counters for the following weapon types: Straight Sword, Great Sword, Colossal Sword, Great Curved Sword, Katana, Twin Blade, Sword, Axe, Great Axe, Flail, Great Hammer, Spear, Great Spear, Halberd. It feels like every weapon for this one. Reduce the attack recovery time for whips. Increase the damage of all claw weapons. Added holy damage and faith scaling to the Great Club. Increased damage negation when blocking holy damage, and decreased damage negation when blocking damage from all other affinities. Increase the effectiveness of the Twin Blade Talisman. As I mentioned earlier, you'll see a buff to the Lifesteal Fist with the increased target grab range. You'll see the Surge of Faith, Ash of War, War increased projectile generation speed. The Flame Spit Ash of War increases the guard speed and blocking amount of the skill. Tongues of Fire increased the guard speed and blocking amount of the skill. The Great Oracular Bubble increased projectile generation speed and reduced recovery time. With the Viper Bite Ash of War, you'll see reduced time before rolling is possible after using the skill. The Shriek of Milos, I don't know how to pronounce it, increased the close range poise damage. The Spear Caller Ritual increased projectile generation speed. Cursed Blood Slash increased projectile generation speed and reduced recovery time. Goldbreaker sees a reduction in the recovery time. I Command the Kneel Ash of War sees an increased attack generation speed. The Starcaller Cry increased the speed of the follow-up attacks. Spinning Wheel increased the attack of generation speed, and they also added a roll and heavy attack cancel timing while using the skill. Now there's a lot of shit, but this last one here is the bug fixes. The following bugs were patched out. Scarlet Rot status buildup was not properly reflected when giving the Antspur Rapier a cold affinity. The Scarlet Rot status buildup was not properly reflected when giving the Rotten Great Axe a blood affinity. Some attacks of the Partisan Death Ritual Spear and Lucerne had unexpected physical attack scaling. The Knight Rider Glaive did not increase the damage of horseback attacks. Duelist Great Axe and Rotten Great Axe did not increase the damage of charge attacks. Roar Medallion Talisman effect didn't increase the power of some incantations. Reduced the power of some skills under the Golden Vow effect. Effects of Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve skills when casted from the left-handed weapon to be added to other skills casted with the right-handed weapon. Reduced the critical hit power of right-handed weapons while having Determination or Royal Knight's Resolve active on the left-handed weapon. Status buildups were unintentionally added to some weapon skills. The power and the special effects of a left-handed weapon could be added to a skill cast with a right-handed weapon. Equipped Sacrificial Twig to be consumed when a player died in the Colosseum. Camera positioning when respawning in the Colosseum. A player could receive credit for a kill in the Colosseum when dying due to death status effect instead of the player who inflicted that status effect. Stability in Colosseum matchmaking. Level correction when an invader used the Phantom Bloody Finger. Cause disconnections with other players in certain locations during multiplayer. Improved online multiplayer stability, which we're most happy about. The problem that occurred when using the Finger Severer on summoned NPCs while offline that could cause the game to crash. A bug related to some enemies not rendering or behaving as expected. Several other performance improvements and other bug fixes. That is all for the patch 1.09. Is there any changes that you did not like or are very happy to see upcoming in this patch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.